Sears catalog, remember? You know, stuff like that. Some of you don't remember. Oh my goodness, yeah. So it's good to be here. It's good to be here again. And I was just telling the earlier service, if you've never been to one of my talks, this is my normal. And yeah, I dress like this to go to the refrigerator. So this is no big deal. And even at Walmart, I mean, I just show up grocery shopping like this, and it just brightens people's day. You know, they don't expect this. But yeah, I feel naked without a crown. It's true. So I'm really grateful to be here and to be in this congregation and to be anywhere, because it's really great just to be, you know. And so today's topic is the way of the heart. And many of you know that my background is in social work. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm retired from child abuse and neglect for the county of Las Vegas, Nevada. And my office was in Child Haven, and somebody brought that up earlier today, that Child Haven is a shelter for abused and neglected children. So most states don't have shelters. They just have foster homes that they place you in. But Child Haven is different. It's a campus where we have teens, we have all kinds of ages there, even babies and infants in different cottages, and they are removed from their parents, biological parents or foster parents, when there's abuse and neglect. And so I worked there for 22 years, but I didn't just work there. I worked at juvenile justice. We would go over and do seminars with the girls' cottage over there. And most of that was sex trafficking in Las Vegas, which has a huge problem there. And so here I am, and I noticed something right away, that when you remove kids from a loving environment, it's the only one that they know, even if it's abusive. Their parents, when you remove them, they go into something that we call separation anxiety. Now, separation anxiety is when you feel like you've lost something or something drastically changes. And it could be for the better, but there's something within us that says we just want to belong. And when we don't, there's a hurt that starts there, and it's a separation. Let me give you an example. If you are a dog owner and you leave for the whole day, that dog doesn't know if you're coming back. They don't know if they're going to get fed. They don't know if they're going to get loved. They don't know if they're going to get petted. So when you come in the door, it's like, it's not just you, it's like they're home. It's like they're center of the universe. I mean, they just can't contain their happiness, right? Because something was lost and now it's found. And so it's the same thing in people, except for that hurt, it just stays there, and it forms a story. And the story is that I'm unlovable, nobody wants me, there's something wrong with me. And when we feel that within our soul and within our heart, we create experiences that mirror that. We create experiences that show us and confirm to us that we're not loved and we're not lovable and there's something wrong with me. And so when you look out in this world and you see chaos, it's because we all have separation anxiety. Because we believe that we're separate from God. Let me repeat that. When you look out into the world that is chaotic and going to hell in a handbasket. Now, I said that in the earlier service, and then I thought about, what does that look like, hell in a handbasket? Where'd that come from? Can you imagine you're just being toted to hell in a handbasket? Anyway, it came out of my mouth, and I was like, what? So the world is going to hell in a handbasket. And we're looking at this world, and we're going, why is it so crazy? And it's because we have created it based on our thinking that we're separate from God. Have you ever had a dog or an animal, or a kid for that matter, you leave and they tear up the house because they have separation anxiety, and when you get home they're happy, but what happened? They just were so destructive. And that comes from separation anxiety. When you look out into the world and things are falling apart, we think we're separate from God. And when you feel like you're separate from love, what shows up? Fear, chaos, division, separateness. Oh, it's them over there. And so this is why we have the society that we have right now. But people are looking out there and they're waiting for that thing to be fixed. Well, let me tell you something. We have to go in here first. This is the key to the kingdom that's talked about in the Bible. Because we have to love here, and then it shows up out there as love, as protection, as compassion, and as that saying of oneness. What is oneness? Well, you have to love yourself. You've heard that before. Love thy neighbor like yourself. Wait a minute. Love your neighbor like yourself? Do you know how many people hate themselves? We're doomed, people. I mean, you ask a regular person, do you love yourself? Oh, I don't like the way, I put on some pounds. Oh, well, in my divorce, I wish I would have done them. I have some regrets, and I don't like the way I handled it. Well, oh my goodness, love your neighbor like you love yourself. We have to look at ourselves and say, I need to love every part of myself. Every part of even those extra, love everything. Stand in front of a mirror and go, I just love you. I love you. Because the reason you do that is because you can't give something you don't have. If you ask me for $5 and I don't have $5, I can't help you with it. So you're just going to be wandering around there with lack. It's only when I fill my cup with love that I can extend that to you, regardless of what's going on. Now that's a simple way of saying that, but why do people not love themselves, other people? Why is that? Well, I brought a prop. I did bring a prop. It's because after every hurt, they put bubble wrap on themselves. So a hurtful thing happened, I put bubble wrap. You're not getting close to my heart because I don't want to get hurt anymore. So, and let me put some more bubble wrap because my kids are coming over. Haven't spoken to them in a while. They don't agree with me and it's hurtful, so I'm just going to be a little standoffish. I'm going to go into my logical mind. Spock has a problem with love. Did you remember that? The Vulcans can't love really deeply. It's only his human side, which is very little. I mean, he's so logical. He's safe. Logic is bubble wrap. It's not the heart, right? So people go into their logical mind and they think they're all loving, but they're really pushing people away. What is the heart? The heart is vulnerable, even after a hurt. Have you ever tried to keep your heart open, even after a hurt? It's difficult. You want to put bubble wrap on there. And after a while, and so many bubble wraps, you can't feel anything. And that's the whole point. It's for safety. You're not bad. You just have been hurt. And you feel like you're separate from God. And that makes you real vulnerable. So then you put more bubble wrap on there. Because we've been programmed to think that God is up in the clouds somewhere. We've been programmed to think that Jesus lived 2,000 years ago. Oh, Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, they look great in statues in front of a church, but we don't equate them to love itself. What is love? Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Today I want you to think about love as a frequency. I want you to think about love as a channel, a radio station, an attunement, an alignment, a consciousness. Love shifts your awareness, and there's magic in that. Let's talk about love as a frequency. Love as a frequency is what Jesus taught. Not only did he teach that, but he was that. Remember when he said, "Follow me"? He didn't say, "Read my next book." He didn't say, "I'll email you about all my teachings." He said, "Follow me." Why? Because I want to show you what me going through some hard stuff, but keeping my heart open, looks like. I don't want you to put bubble wrap on every time somebody does something. I want you to keep your heart open, and you can't do that unless you follow me. You got to see me go through some stuff. You got to see me work through stuff and then come out on the other side loving people, not giving them some type of Spock answer. I'm going to really care about people. Yeah, but, Jesus, they're talking bad about you. Oh, gosh, love them. Love your enemies. Love everything about love. Yeah, but what if they hit you? Oh, turn the other cheek. There's one story in the Bible that really I love. And I laughed when I first heard it when I was a kid. It was when the disciples were sitting around. They woke up. One of them realized that somebody had stolen their coat or their clothes. And they said, "Jesus," because he was so frustrated. "Jesus, somebody stole my clothes." And Jesus was like, "Oh, well, next time give him your coat." What? Can you imagine that disciple going, But what was Jesus doing? He was saying, keep your heart open. Don't put bubble wrap on. Because as soon as you do and you hate that person that stole your clothes, you're going to see hate show up because you're a master creator. You're going to see somebody else to hate. You're going to take it out on somebody else. Hurting people hurt people. You've heard that before. What Jesus was saying was don't be hurt. Just love, regardless. And that's how you get rid of the bubble wrap. And that's hard for people to do. But right now we have a call, because what's showing up outside of us is stuff we created based on our bubble wrap. We're looking for the outside thing to change when we have not looked within ourselves ever. And we haven't examined our unforgiveness. We haven't examined our unforgiveness towards ourselves. That's how you get self-love. Forgive yourself for everything. Love yourself so much that what you create on the outside of you is a reflection of that instead of all the chaos. But I'll tell you an example of how far away people are from this. I was in Martha's Vineyard, and it's not easy to get out of bubble wrap, as you can see. Inner healing does take work. Loving yourself does take work. So I don't want to sound like, oh, it's just you love yourself. No, it's a process. But we need to get on with that work. Wouldn't you agree? So one of the things that happened is I was at Martha's Vineyard and visiting family, and we had a great time. I had a rental car. I go to the grocery store, and I'm pulling in, and this guy is backing out, and I think he sees me. You ever get that thing? I know he sees me because I'm a big car, and I'm right behind him, so I know he's going to stop right before. So I don't, you're wondering, when should I do the horn? So I was doing that. Oh, he's going to see me. I put it in reverse, and I'm going to back out. So to give him more room, back up so you can give him more room. So he's just backing out like willy-nilly. He doesn't see me at all. So I honk the horn, crunch, a rental car. And I mean, it was a big crunch. So he stops the car, he gets out, I get out, my aunt is with me. As soon as I got out of the car, I felt something. Now, you've heard of the thing called namaste, right? Namaste means I see the spirit, the light that is in you, the divinity, God, everything that's in you, that was also in me. You know, that's what namaste is. Okay, so I get out of the car and I felt that. It was like, bing, in my heart. I felt it when I looked at this gentleman. Older gentleman, we look at the front of the car, no damage whatsoever, and we're hugging each other. So my aunt takes a picture of this. We fell in love with each other. So love is a frequency, okay? You can feel it. It's palpable. It's a channel. So I was switched to a channel. I'm always switched into that channel where I see you as a reflection of me. Now, if I think poorly of me, I'm going to think poorly of you. That's the way it works. I was so full of love with this guy. And he felt the same thing because he said, I love you. Right. So that happens all the time to me. Why? Because I'm switched to a channel. It's called love. It's the keys to the kingdom that Jesus was talking about. And everybody has this in their DNA. It's just waiting for the bubble wrap to go off. As soon as the bubble wrap goes off, you have an open heart. Boom, you see people. Ooh, you're so sweet. And then I call people precious, because you are. Why? Because I'm precious too. I can't give you anything that I don't have. So anyway, we fell in love. So my aunt takes a picture of it. He gets in his car. I get in my car. It was 2 minutes worth of interaction. I get that picture from my aunt. I put it on Facebook and I said, I just fell in love with this beautiful person. He smacked into my rental car and he went his separate ways, but we felt each other for 2 minutes. It was great. Do you know how many people wrote back and said, I'm so glad you found everlasting love? Like I was in a relationship with this person. Why is it that we only think of love as romantic? Romance. So people have me in a romantic relationship with this gentleman. I've known him for 2 minutes. But my point is that we need to start looking at love in a different way because that's going to change the world. It's going to change the world when we start thinking about love as us. So I want you to start thinking about, instead of Jesus being 2,000 years ago, I'm Jesus. Oh, they'll put you in the mental hospital for that, won't you? Grandiose, what do they go, grandiose ideology or something like that? You are, because he was preaching about the same frequency. And once you get into that frequency, you're Gandhi. You're MLK, you're Mother Teresa, whoever you want to put in that slot. You're the Virgin Mary, whoever you want to be. Because they were tuned into the same channel. And once you tune into that channel, there's no differentiation between you and that energy. That's God frequency. And so if we're all tuned into that, what do you think we'll create? Chaos? It's not possible. It can't exist in the same place as love. So as we are listening to this song that I prepared for you, not that I'm going to sing, I've prepared for you on the video, but one day I will. I will. Wow. Hold me to it, because then I'll just, get up higher in my creativity. So as we're doing this song right here, what I'd like for you to think about is that this is you. This is you being love. We've got to get out of that programming about Jesus as like a separate person. He also lives within you. I'm showing up in Walmart as Jesus, as the mother. And that's okay, because that's what our world needs right now. It needs you. It needs you. It needs you to step into who you are. I mean, that was incredible. There were no musical instruments in that piece. Amazing. So I remember growing up experiencing an alcoholic father and remembering a lot of yelling and going on, a lot of trauma going on in my household. Remember, I was probably about 2 or 3 years old, and I remember just being in my bunk bed and just listening to all of the chaos and domestic violence. And I also remembered a picture of Jesus on the wall in a very serene manner. What I learned years later was that was my highest self holding space, holding a loving space, knowing that I would get there. Right now, hold that loving space so the outside world can get to that inner love. All of us are the Christ, and that's the way to the heart. Thank you.